Welcome back, students who are taking Math for Business and Finance and Math Applications. And we're working on the Chapter 12 Summary Practice Test problems. And we finished with number 3. So let's jump over to number 4. And before I get started, just a quick FYI. Everyone has a tendency to think, oh, people only work when they're working. But it's, things happen. For example, yesterday, last night, I was, thinking about things, and it occurred to me that these tables, as an additional resource, if you ever need it, you can find these tables easily, with the factors on the internet. Just do a quick search there, and you can, come up with those factors there. Okay, so it's just another alternative to what's in the textbook or the business math handbook. Okay, so let's move on with number 4 here. Earl Miller owner of a Papa Gino's franchise, wants to buy a delivery truck in, I don't know, I forgot to write down, 6 years. Okay, so that's in 6 years. He estimates the truck will cost $30,000, so that's a future value. If Earl invests $20,000 now, that's a present value at 5%, that's the rate, compounded semi-annually, that's twice a year. Will Earl have enough money to buy his delivery truck at the end of 6 years, which is the time? So the only thing that even though this future value of 30,000, the only reason why we need that is just for comparison purposes, because he's investing $20,000 today and he wants to know if he'll have enough money to be able to cover that. So we have 6 years and it's semi-annually, so that's times 2, which means there's 12 periods, and it's at 5%. So we divide by 2, and that gives us 2.5% as our rate. And if you look it up in the Business Math Handbook, that factor is going to be 1.3449. So we take our 1.3449 and we multiply it by the 20,000. And we end up with, let's see here, 26,898 Okay. So that means he's not going to have enough money in order to pay for the $30,000 vehicle. Okay. Now, this was taking a present. This could have been done 2 different ways. We just did taking the present value and going forward. Well, we could have also went and said, all right, well, let's look at the future value. Okay. If we went and we looked at the future value table, we would have had a factor of 0.7436. Okay, and if we multiplied that by the $30,000, whoops, too many zeros, that would have given us a present value on the 30,000 of, let's see here, $22,308, which means that's how much he would have needed to invest today, right, in order to have the $30,000 in the future. But he's only investing the 20,000, all right? So again, the answer is no. He doesn't, investing 20,000, he doesn't have enough money to be able to buy the truck in 6 years. So you could have done this, like I said, in 2 different ways. You could have done it in a present value way, or you could have done it in a future value way. Right? They both end up arriving at the same answer. Okay. All right. Number 5. Minnie Rose deposited $16,000 in Street Bank at 6%, compounded quarterly. What was the effective rate? Round to the nearest 100th percent. Remember, APY is equal to the interest for 1 year over the principal. So what we need to know is what the interest is. So we have, so we're going to take the 16,000 and we need to know how much that is in the future, which includes the principal plus interest. And then we're going to subtract out the principal, so all we're left with is just the interest to be able to plug into our formula. So it's at 6% interest compounded quarterly, which is 4 times a year. Right? So 1 year has, because we want to know what the interest is for 1 year, so 1 times 4, the number of periods is 4, and 6% divided by 4 is 1.5%. And we can jump up to the future value table and look at the 1.5% for 4 periods and get 1.0614. So we have 1.0614 as the factor, and if we multiply that by the $16,000, okay, we end up with $16,982.40, and again, that's the principal plus the interest. So now we have to subtract out the principal of 16,000, and we're left with $982.40. Okay, that's our interest. So we want to plug the interest into the formula up here. Okay, so we have the 982.40, and we're dividing that by the 16,000 of principal, and that leaves us with, let's see here, 0.0614, and we're going to need to round to the nearest 100th percent. So let's see here, 982.40 divided by 16,000. Okay, and so that's 0.0614. Convert that into a percent. We move the decimal over, so 6.14% is our APY. Okay, and remember, the APY is going to be greater than the nominal rate, the stated rate, right? Due to the compounding effect. So you know, if our nominal rate is 6%, and we have anything that's compounding, you know, if we're only compounding 1 year, then the nominal rate is going to be the same as the effective rate. But if we compounded any greater amount semi-annually, you know, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, our APY, our effective rate, is always going to be greater than our nominal rate. Okay. Okay. Number 6. Actually, let's see here. Can I do this? I'm at 9 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to stop here and pick up in another video. Okay.